Hats off to Army. Really good football team. The quarterback, man, he's a warrior. He's a battler. Like, ton of respect for Bryson Daly. Coach Monk and his staff do a tremendous job, and hats off to them. Heartbroken for our guys. Didn't play well, didn't coach well enough. Have to do a lot better job, and have to look in the mirror and own it. But love our team. I told our team after the game, this does not change how I feel about this team. Still love those guys. Grateful for them. And what they've given Tulane and Tulane football and what they've meant to our university. And good news is we got one bowl game left to go play, so we can maybe try to rectify how we feel tonight. So with that.
All right, if you have questions, raise your hand.
Hi, Seth Mendelson, Black Knight Nation. You talked about Daly, and of course, Kanye Udo also had 100 and something yards, and Noah Short had 50. I'm sure going into the game, you felt you could stop the Army running game, and obviously you couldn't. What do you think they did right?
Well, I don't know that we felt like we could really stop them. I think you're trying to maybe limit them. I don't think you're going to stop them. They're really, the schematics they do present challenges, and the players they have are really good players. The Kanye Udo kid, Noah Short is a really fast kid. The Bryson Daly guy is like a linebacker carrying the football, and so they're going to get yards. They bullied us a little bit and got a lot of extra yards that we just didn't tackle the ball very well. So, I don't think we came here thinking we're just going to stop them. I think we probably felt like we were going to limit some of their runs more than we did, and we did not. They were very explosive in the run game. They were very physical, and they created a lot of positive plays. We didn't really create very many negatives.
My second and last question is, you guys played a pretty tough schedule this year. You lost to two top teams. You lost to Memphis. Where does Army rank with these teams?
They're as good as anybody we've played all year, if not. They're one of the top teams. They're really. I think what's impressive, and haven't seen Army the last 2 years, not at Tulane but at Troy. I think you can tell this team is very veteran, very senior laden. They're physical up front. And I think they're just like, there's a lot of guys that I remember playing against the last 2 years, number 20 and number 6 in the secondary. Mm-hmm. I remember this 51, this linebacker feels like he's been here forever. The quarterback, a lot of the linemen, their O-line is very, very experienced. And so this is a really quality football team. When you start slow the way we did by missing 2 field goals early, you don't do yourselves any favors, because once they get a lead, a couple scores, it's really, really hard to overcome.
Thank you, Coach.
Yeah, thank you.
And Coach, Ken Kraetzer, CaMMVetsMedia. You stopped the Army when it was 14-0. You stopped the 4th and 3 at the 4 on the pitch to Tyrell Robinson. And did you think at that point you could get back, into the game?
Yeah, it felt like an opportunity for a momentum swing. Maybe we had missed 2 kicking opportunities to get points. They're coming down, about to make it 21-0 if we don't get a stop. And that stop, you felt like, okay, maybe we stopped the train going the wrong way on the tracks, and sort of maybe we could reverse that, and but just could not capitalize and get anything going right there.
Is that Darian?
This is, yeah.
Oh, Darian, just you had at the end of the first half, you had the 42-yard pass play to Mario Williams, and you ran a really good, drive, 4 plays. You got a touchdown, got your team back in the game going into the half. Tell us about that 2-minute drill you did.
We just knew we had to go fast and try to go score quick, just because Army's going to limit your possessions, and I think they did a great job of that tonight. But yeah, we had to go fast all night just because we're just playing catch up at that point. Down 21-0 just before the half. It was tough. So credit to Army, they played a great game tonight, and I'm just happy for our guys.
Congratulations on a very good season.
Appreciate that.
Hey, Coach Sumrall, Joe Icano with BlackKnights.com. You guys have been super consistent all year long, played a great season, and looked like, you talked about the 2 issues with the field goals. Army's first touchdown drive was aided by a lot of defensive penalties.
Yeah.
You had the personal foul in the second half. What do you think was causing some of the self-inflicted wounds tonight?
Yeah, the face mask on the drive, the 15-yard face mask, that wasn't an intent issue. It was just we went to go make the tackle and the hand is up on the face mask. I don't really get upset over that. That's just a guy playing and something happening. This personal foul we had later in the game when we were moving the ball, I think it was going to be 2nd and 2. We set ourselves back to 2nd and 2. That's not okay, you know, and love the guy that did it. He's a veteran player, played a lot of football at Tulane the last 5 years. It's unfortunate, not characteristic of who we've been all year. And, you know, Army's a really good football team. We didn't need to help them, and we beat ourselves at times and didn't play to maybe the standard we've known a lot of games this year.
And follow-up and final question for Sam. Sam, you guys played Navy earlier this year. You know, the national media likes to lump Army and Navy together a lot because they're both military academies who run option concepts. You guys shut Navy out, beat them 35-0. What were the major differences between Army and Navy?
I think just that game, I think we played a better game defensively. This game we just didn't execute as well as we did that game. I like you said, hats off to Army, man. They were ready. They played better. They played better than we did. They got to be out there. So.
Thanks.
Gary?
John, before the first field goal, it was 4th and 2. Did you consider going for it because you had talked about you needed to score touchdowns? And then what exactly happened? Because I watched the replay a couple of times and I'm not quite sure what occurred.
Yeah, so I did consider going for it there, yeah. I thought, let's get points, take the lead. You know, getting a lead in a game like this is a huge deal. And so I thought about it. The very next drive when the next drive when we did kick as well, we were gonna go for it if we were 4th, but then we had the sack, and it's like, we're not gonna go for it 4th and extra long. Like, so, and then I think on both of them, Gary, I didn't get a chance to go look at it on the iPad on the sideline because of the flow of the game, the special team staff did. It looked like on the snap was okay, maybe not perfect, but okay. We might have like double clutched the catch. It looked like to me live. And I think it just wasn't the two of them were not, the holds weren't really clean or smooth. The snap I think was okay. I just think the hold wasn't ideal. That's what it looked like live. That's what after the guys that watched it on the devices on the sideline were able to kind of relay to me.
Army went 4 or 5 on 4th downs, which is kind of what they do. But the key one probably were down 21-7 with a chance to have momentum.
Yeah.
They passed it, they got a pretty easy completion. Now it's tough because they hadn't thrown, but how important did that play turn out?
Yeah, it's a critical play. I mean, we didn't coach it very good, in my opinion. Like, we should be playing more match coverage there. We were a little bit too far off and gave too much of an access throw, if you will. We got to challenge a little bit more and play the sticks a little bit more, and we got a little too soft in our coverage, and they made a nice throw and catch, and that's a critical play that we should probably be a little bit more snug in our coverage.
And Darian, it's easy to say that cold weather isn't going to be a factor, but in any way did that influence what happened tonight? With kind of uncharacteristic mistakes, not necessarily cold related, but maybe just focus. I don't know.
I mean, me personally, it didn't really affect me, to be honest. I mean, the equipment staff had me all warm all game, and so I wouldn't say the cold was a factor for us. It was just, you know, the self-inflicted wounds, getting down in the red zone were just crucial, and they took us out of field goal range, and so we couldn't go for it, just like you said. And so those hurt the most. But again, the cold didn't affect me too much.
Same question to you. They had so much rushing success in the game. Did the weather conditions, just the temperature, do you feel like that had anything to do with it?
So you play a good team in a championship game. Like you have to be your best, and we just went our best. And like you said, inflicting wounds and the fact that we were coming in a football team, and they made us pay, and we didn't execute. So.
You guys had to really do it. The last 2 games wasn't the same. You had to put a finger, anybody, on what changed in the last 2 games.
Yeah, I don't think we've tackled great and played to our level of physicality in the run game, Gary. The last couple of games, you know, I don't know. I'll have to look back and look and as we reflect on the year and see did we wear down you know, were they tired? I don't know. We also, it happened to be against, you know, last week against Memphis, a running back who I think is as good as anybody in the country. And then this week you're playing an offense who runs the ball as good as anybody in the country, the whole offense itself. So I think you have to give credit to the two teams, and I think we have to reflect and try to figure out if there's something we can do better to put our guys in better situations. But neither game did I feel like we really tackled well with great physicality or strain to get off the blocks the way we had in previous games. And it's unfortunate because we didn't play our best when our best was required.
Any final questions? Okay.
Just was going to ask Darian, you made a terrific play late in the game, the 4th and 6th play, where you took the ball, you had pressure, and then you moved to your left and you went against the grain and you found a receiver. Just tell us a little bit about that play. It was probably one of the best plays I've seen of the year.
I mean, 4th and 6, you gotta have it, and I know my guys are gonna go up and make a play. You know, Shaz, Rio, Yule, all those guys in the receiver room, Dante, they did a great job all year, and so I just had that trust in them. And Shaz, I mean, we gotta feed him more. I'm sure he'll have a great year next year. But man, I just wish I could have did more tonight. And again, I'm just hurt for our seniors, for everybody's staff. Like taking a loss like this is tough. But I'm sure we'll rally back and be straight next year.
Thank you.
Thank you, John.
Thank you all.
Thanks.